me in these streets. Sing, children. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
You're tuned in to Tit for Tat. Brief pause. Where we talk, we tell the truth, and we transform. Talk truth, transform. Tit for tat, tat, tit for 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 tat, transform. Now let's talk about it.
Cause I really need to put my audacity glasses on. Cause a lot of y'all be having audacity and then you try to act sweet. You know what I'm saying? So people could overlook it. So you could disrespect people in microscopic bites and shit. Like you nibble with the disrespect. Before you know it, they done took off a whole bite.
All right, so y'all know the drill. Let me check my audio. Kenny, don't be laughing. It's too early. So, did you see what I did there? All right, so let me check and make sure y'all can hear me okay. So, okay, it sounds good. Absolutely. Shout out to DJ Wish Doctor. So let's get into this, right? Because technically, this is kind of a tinfoil type of conversation. So I mainly like to keep these delegated to like a Tuesday or a Thursday, like tinfoil Tuesday or Thursday. But listen, this been kind of bothering me a little bit. And so I kind of want to show y'all some things that I peeped out. So listen, if you don't like conspiracy theories, if you don't like occult, esoteric type of conversation, you might have to check out another live because I'm kind of beyond one with this one. And it might not be pretty because listen, to me, these types of conversation is a bit triggering for me, but since I am looking at it through a lens of more observation and what the pattern that I've noticed, right? I'm gonna try my best to separate my emotions for this. So let me just kind of, segue myself into this, and then I'll say everybody, say hey to everybody in the chat. But listen, um, let me make this big because I want to make this plain, right? So I woke up the other day and I saw the news and I was like, oh my God. So, listen, the one thing about quote unquote life and death, everybody has to go through that cycle once you enter death realm, right? So, when people pass away, it can be a sad thing, even though it's supposed to be a joyous occasion, right? Supposed to be joyous going out, cry coming in, something like that in that regard. I can't remember. But anyway, something about this one with Hayden. I ain't gonna try to even do her last name, but something about it is stick out to me. So I want to kind of go down that rabbit hole with y'all. And simultaneously, when that news was being brought out, oh my God, why did that clip of Beyonce start circulating? And when I say start circulating, because the way it's being presented is like, oh, um, unreleased clips has been released, and such and stuff is being exposed. And it's funny to me because let me show you this banner first, right? Let me show you this first. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Please hit the like button on your way in. Like I said, just give me a moment. I'm not even looking at the chat. So this popped up, right? Like the day of the news about Hayden passing away. Am I saying her name right? I hope I am. And of course, I was a little um taken aback because we're about the same age, right? And so it's like, hold on, like what's going on there? I was not in the loop. I didn't know what was going on with her, what she had going on, you know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things where I'm like, um, hold on, let me take care of something right quick. Anyway, um it was one of those things that caught my attention because the fact of her age. Because listen, people have been passing away here for like over the past year, and a lot of them, for the most part, been like older, and it's like okay, they kind of lived kind of a long life. It's kind of sad to see, them go. Like even who was it, Bruce Willis? Apparently, he's like. I don't know what stage of Alzheimer's, but I feel like it won't be long before he kicked the bucket, right? Um, So, when I saw the Instagram post about Hayden passing away, I was like, I had one of these moments. I said, I don't know why I did that. Because I know y'all probably thinking, like, what's so special about this white girl? Why you all up in arms about this white girl? Okay, first of all, right now, I don't want even to do the race thing in this regard because the main thing I want to bring attention to is the possible sinister play behind this whole thing. Once again, she passes away. And I like looking at the numbers. So I don't know about y'all. I like dibbling dabbling in like numerology or even gematria. What's the other thing? The Ethereum alphabet, but it's like each letter has a number attached to it. So, those things add up as well. So anyway, when I looked at the date and I looked at her age, of course, it said 36. You're like, okay, what's so prominent about 36? Well, if you add up, it's like certain numbers when I ain't gonna say anything about like rituals or Illuminati or anything like that. What I'm saying is certain numbers are prominent in the foundation um of our universe, when they play with the 369. And so like the 6 and the 9 is one of the two things that sticks out in these cases. So we can kind of I ain't gonna bypass that because even look at the date, right? Not the date, but look at the length of the video of the screenshot on the right. So unseen Michael Jackson footage. So here you have the one on the left. That was released like 13 years ago. And there's video that says like up to 18 years of that footage that took place like I guess in 2001 it said. So something that happened 26 years ago, they go that number 8, that's another um cycle of things. Is this the cycle? Is this the revelation of things? Because think about it, we got 222 that equals the 6. Why is y'all re-releasing? And at the time when I took the screenshot, it has 33K views. There's another 6. So we're dealing with sixes here. You can't tell me this is not that kind of energy. I don't want to say it right now because I don't do that kind of content. I do the tenfold, but once we start getting into numbers and looking at the mathematics side of things, it can be. it can get a bit intriguing, but also a little overwhelming if you're not really understanding what you're reading. But here you have this um footage being re-uploaded or recirculated for what? So what sticks out to me is both of these young ladies was in their teens. So right now I'm looking at it through the lens of them being teenagers, even though apparently 2001 Beyonce was like 19. It said in the video. And I know in most of y'all mind that's considered an adult. But listen, I don't want to go there. 19 to me is still a teenager. You ain't grown. You can try to play it. That's fine. But anyway, did y'all know that her and Michael Jackson, I don't know, they had a song and it was supposed to be something about giving back or, I ain't gonna say it's one of those we are the world type of joints, but it's like, I don't know, they're supposed to do some kind of record. And so in that clip, I feel like I should play that first before I get to the Hayden, because I got a few clips for that, but this is the one that's been going around, and I'm just like, why are y'all bringing this back up, and what is the motive? So, of course, when you get into the comment section, of course, I love how there's a mixture of conspiracies and or just kind of, you know, of course, in this situation, I noticed there's a difference in treatment. Of course, there's more sympathy towards one towards the other because they're like, wait, Beyonce, oh, she going. See how she going when she was young. She was hot in the ass. See how they have to, what they do to get where they at. But instead of looking at it through like, isn't that thing kind of uncomfortable to watch? And once again, this is only 2 minutes and 22-second clip. And I know it's like it can be sometimes foolish to judge things on a larger scale based off just a few second clip that's disingenuous, right? So of course we want to get full context. But anyway, which way should I play this? I'm gonna play it just like this because I want y'all to see what I see, and then I'm gonna holler at y'all in the chat. Okay. Anyway, take a look at the clip. So this is an unseen Michael Jackson footage with 19-year-old Beyonce 2001. Now, like I said, the one that came out years ago, um, that one was kind of chop and screwed. Like the way the camera was angled, the way it was edited, you didn't even see Beyonce sitting on old boy lap. The way you probably like the way you see in the pictures, look like, she's looking down at something. She could easily be at the mixing board. She could be at a desk. She could have been anywhere, but I don't think anybody would have thought she would have been sitting on some guy's lap. But then again, people that saw this footage back then said, "Oh, we saw this years ago. Like, what's so new about it?" Right. Why is it being circulated again? So anyway, let's take a look.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do it. You want to sit up? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap. Michael? Michael? Hi.
Like for what? Okay, see, I can't even do this right. I was gonna let it kind of play through for you. I was gonna let it play through, but first red flag in my mind. So this is not necessarily a call out once again. This is just me counting my own internal red flags here by looking at the footage. But necessarily why does Beyonce need to sit on this guy that's clearly losing his hair? Right? He got one of those white boy losing his hair, he needs a toupee type of look, right? Why do 19-year-old Beyonce need to sit on this man's lap? You know what I'm saying? But see, once again, sometimes as underdeveloped individual, once again, I know 19 is grown to most of y'all, but some people do things in the moment, especially when they're nervous, um, and they're being told to do things and they're trusting the people that are handling their business, handling their, um, just handling them. So somebody say, "Oh, come and sit on my lap." She probably didn't think too much about it, but then again, I want to know was there like a sense of nervousness there because there's gonna be a point in the video where he's like, "You're shaking." And in my mind, I'll be nervous too. I'm talking to Michael Jackson. I'll be like, I'll be a nervous wreck. But it'll be one of those things where I think I would be uncomfortable if a overgrown, because he clearly looked like he's probably late 30s, early 40s. I don't know this guy. Did anybody know who this man is? Do I need to play this some more and stop it? I will. But yeah, anyway.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do. You want to sit up? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap, Michael.
You want to make this easy? You can sit on my lap. He could have easily said, "Hey, let me stand up. You can have my seat." Was it that hard? Hey, Hustle and Muscular. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, twin. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, why she had to necessarily sit on your lap? I'm really sitting in my mind and thinking, did I sit on a grown man's lap at an age? Hell, fuck no. I had a helicopter father, in a way. Even at that age, like when I at that age, I had a little bit more freedom and more reign. So but it was one of those things like, mm-mm. Like when an old man even look at me, and like at that age, you can be like 35, 40 and up and be considered old to me. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all hate to say that, but I'm just saying the audacity classes. Um, I just want to know, am I tripping? Is it is it me? Now, once again, I'm not fixated on the fact like Hayden is a white girl and why we fix on it on white girl. Pun intended for the ones that watch what was it called? Bring It On, All or Nothing. Y'all remember that. So, and it's kind of ironic that Beyonce's sister Solange co-starred along right with her. So, very interesting. So, anyway, hey El Boogie, how you doing, girl? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing tonight? Listen, I feel like I'm on a ticking time bomb. Not really, but I wanted to get my thoughts out about this, but I feel like I don't know why I'm holding back. I really don't want to, in a sense, because it's really, when I dive into conspiracies, it's like I can go left with it, and it can throw people off because once again, if people are connected to the illusion that kind of put in front of them, they won't understand the idea or even the concept of the world being a stage, right? A lot of people kind of fight you on that, like the world is a what? It's a stage. They say we all players in this, we all just play this, play that. We all got our own. So I just want to know how y'all feel about what we're looking at so far. Um, and I hope y'all can see it this way. Let me see if I can, because I want y'all to see this. Let me oh, okay, that's why it's like that. Cause also another thing that I noticed too, once again, is always like people taking advantage of the younger ones because they're they're not fully developed. Um, unless they have a parent that is a helicopter parent that's going to be right there when things are going down. A lot of them are kind of left out alone to fend for themselves. A perfect example, Drew Barrymore. Shout out to her. But like, what? And not saying that this doesn't happen to average folks, but like, what 9-year-old do you know go, or how old was she when she went to rehab? I know she was still a kid. So why are you going to rehab at such a young age? And then, I see clips of her, discussing her childhood. And, she's young, and like, even some of the interviews watching when she was a teenager, she was, I don't want to say mature, but I feel like, whatever training or however she was taught to handle questions or how to answer them, she did it well. But one of the things she did express was, she's 9 years old at a party with nothing but adults, and they're handing her a glass of wine and they're daring her to drink the wine. So it's like, hold on, where's the parents? Where's the parents? So apparently, Hayden is another one of those things because something came out about her mother speaking for it, and people was like, oh, now she care or now she. So apparently, like her and Hayden and her mother was uh estranged, and so a lot of times in those dynamics where the the parents are using their children for the income, pimping their children out, and I want to say pimping them out, but it's like you're getting the money, but the children are in these environments with these adults, and they even shouldn't be in those kind of environments without adult supervision. But it's like, well, what's adult supervision when it's an adult encouraging that kind of behavior? Weird to me, don't you think? I'm just saying. So I know they will say, well, we got to blame the parents. Of course we do. Yes, I saw that too. And like I recognize her face. I don't really know who she is. I feel like if I watched something with her in it, but that's been circulating too. And then also I found out that Hayden's brother passed away 3 years ago, like in 2022. I was like, sheesh. Hey, Third Ward, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. El Boogie said, doesn't matter if she's white. There's a time and place for race conversation. A lot of us 80s and 90s kids have love for people no matter the ethnicity. Absolutely. And the reason why I made that a prominent statement because just one of the things I find myself doing when I'm watching these videos, no matter if it's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, like the comment section is kind of its own realm to me. Like it's content in itself. So a lot of times I like to go to the comments just to see what information people are dropping, to see the different, thoughts and opinions on it. And one of the things, of course, that was coming up, and of course it was from the one that looked like us, like, see, look at me. Okay, you know what? Let me see. Let me see. Let me not. Okay, the industry is a dark place. I'm looking at the comment section on this video alone because I don't want to lie to you. It's really weird how she was told to sit on the old man's lap. That part. Imagine what they do to get those Grammys. So it's like these individuals are put in these kind of compromising positions where, you know, they're making choices for themselves, right? But they're not necessarily adults, but they're treated kind of as such because it's like it's a dog eat dog world. I treat you like this because the world ain't gonna, be soft for you. It's a tough world out here. Even though I agree with that sentiment, or people that raise their children that way, I feel like it's nothing wrong with also having like a soft landing for them too. Because like think about it, Tia and Tamara are like a perfect example of childhood stars that didn't go the route of, now once again I don't know, but like drug use and going down, it seemed like they're kind of well balanced. They both went off, got married, had children, um even though there was like separations and divorce happened, like it just seemed like they went off to kind of lead quote unquote normal lives, right? But also maintaining their celebrity status and using it to their advantage, right? But when we think about other stars that has passed away or spiraled or went downhill because of the downside, the dark side of the industry because of the lack of protection, once again, i.e. the parents. The parents, of course, hold a lot of responsibility in putting their children in that type of environment where there are ones ready to take advantage of your children. Um, but it just kind of went over my head, but not really went over my head, but it didn't really dawn on me at first, like why are they so hard on Beyonce? Like, oh, she's like the hot one, and it's like I get because Hayden passed away. It's more like, oh my god, but I'm just like, once again, why is this clip being put back out there? All right, okay, but comments they're not disappointing. So she got up real quick after that call. Michael sounded tired. He exchanged lap sitting for a call with Michael. ew, why did he tell her to sit on her lap? So I think most of the comments I did see was more on TikTok. And like certain platforms are more diabolical than others sometimes, like TikTok, Twitter, or X. They're more like infamous for the things that are put on there, even the comments. It says his hands are on her thighs. Where was Matthew at? Right, like what I'm saying? But once again, people may, be well, she's 19, she can handle herself, she should be able to conduct herself around adults and handle her business. At 19, I imagine my daddy, he'd be right there in the corner. And I believe I probably wouldn't even have that opportunity if, because they'll try to put him out the room. And I'm like, he'd be like, no, I'm staying right here. He's going to be posted up in that corner with his hands folded. That's what I imagine. Um, let's keep waiting and see. Hollywood is falling. Why did she have to sit on his lap if he were going to put the phone on speaker? That was one of my first questions. Like, you put it on speakerphone already because it's being recorded. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a moment, I imagine, once again, for Beyonce. Um, she's not even like quite a celebrity herself. She's building herself up. She's young. She's vibrant. She's hungry. She's ready. So the opportunity to talk to somebody like Michael Jackson, like who wouldn't take the opportunity to do that, right? But once again, I'm looking at the adults, assumingly in the situation. I don't know who this is. The lady sitting next to her. Um, I can't imagine she's that much older than her. But once again, I'm just peeping the vibes, and even like the dead silence was a little off-putting. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. So anyway, let me stop talking. Let me just play through, and I'm gonna kind of get into the correlation that I see between the two, with Hayden and Beyonce, because once again, this is about the entity of Hollywood, or what we like to call Hollyweird, right?
All right.
And also, I should have mentioned that I'm testing this stream too to see how um the connection is working. So if any time, I'm gonna try to keep up with the comments. If there's any lagging, hey Lawana, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. You can let me know in the chat because I'm not really paying attention to the chat. I'm gonna try to, catch up here. Lawana said, I never heard the song a few months ago. I finally heard MJ song Chicago, which I love, by the way. Okay. Yeah, it's so funny because that song popped up on Apple Music here recently for me. And I'm like, what is this? But I was like, oh, that's one of the songs that was released on the album after he passed. I'm like, yeah. So it's like there's songs out there, of course, I know that I've never heard, I never came across, that's in the archive somewhere. So that's why I'm like, I'm probably gonna look for it because I don't know what it's called. It probably said in one of the videos, because actually a video did pop up on my TikTok of her like in the studio, like singing it. So maybe the name would be there. But yeah, I had no idea. But in 2001, I was what, 11, 10, 11 years old. But even then, like, I'm listening to the writings on the wall. Like, I was that, I listened. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. I think got disconnected for a minute. But yeah, I definitely was listening to Destiny Child, and I think that was also around the time the their second album came out too. Was that like more 2002 or 2001? Because I had both CDs. I really did. So anyway, it said the audio. So let me try this again because I got disconnected. That's my bad. Um. Oh, okay. Thank you, Boogie. She said, "No, you're not tripping. He knew what he was doing." So I don't like putting jackets on people that aren't deserving of it. Once again, just based off a couple of minute clip. It's easy to paint a picture that way. But my main, concern or thought process when I first saw this was like, well, why she got to sit on your lap just to talk to Michael? Like, either you stay on my lap or, I ain't putting this man on speaker. What you gonna do? Like I'm reading between the lines. Hey, Irby, Irby, how you doing? Girl, you touching this topic. I like listen, y'all know I kind of been like just, and when I say chilling, chilling on doing content per se, but what I have been doing is kind of been working on a few things in the background for kind of, I ain't gonna say a relaunch, but I do want to just, I like talking about these things, right? And there's been things happening, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me go in the lane that, and I don't want to say comfortable in, but what I like. And shout out to Tay Tay. She had a live the other day, and she was like, she loved like esoteric things, and I'm like, I do too. And I said, you know what? Let me see where the wave is at, and let me see if I can jump on that wave and pick up on because back when I try to do these type of topics, I think it was the videos I was using El Boogie, you would know. Because remember, you had this issue, you had to send it to me on TikTok just for me to see it. But I was having issues trying to upload certain things, and I would do like voiceovers, but allow certain audio to play strike. I was like, oh, so y'all don't want to have that conversation over here, or you want to limit it for a reason? I got it. I got it. So I played the game. I played a nice game for the most part, but that doesn't mean I will censor what I say. I will code certain words, but even certain words, I'm not gonna code anymore. Like all that grape and on the live, yeah, y'all can have that. Why? Because it's not. How can I say it? I feel like once they start limiting your First Amendment, your right, your right for free speech and all that, then what else are they going to take away or say, tell you what you say and can't say? Because what's wrong with saying murdered or raped, right? Because those things happen. Why we gotta say grape? What the fuck is grape? Huh? Yeah, I mean, fucked up. Amanda Bynes, like she's totally unrecognizable. Like, should this be a series? That, because I think I do it sometimes. Because I did talk about the documentary about the Nickelodeon. Where it came out of who was it? Oh, the guy from Drake and Josh. Drake talked about you know being touched on by a certain individual, and so that kind of went up for a minute and then it died down, like what these things usually do. It hit the fan, and oh my God, I can't believe it. And then on to the next topic. And that kind of grinds my gears a little bit, but I guess it's like, why should people matter as much as me? I'm more on the lines of there's underlying rabbit hole things happening, and unless it's content worthy, ain't nobody talking about it. Cause look how fast they breathe by the Epstein files too quickly. Uh-huh. Stage parents. Drew Barrymore, Brooke Shields. Ooh, Brooke Shields, another one. You know what? I might have to do Britney Spears, Usher, like all of them. Immature, Aaliyah, the parents pimped them out. Thank you, El Boogie. You know what? Let me. Can I take a screenshot of this from here? Bam. I didn't want to take a screenshot of your list because Ashley, I feel like, no, not I feel like, I have done content on it before in its own form of fashion, but at the time the way I was putting the video together, you evolve, you learn new things, and you make it work to what you like to work with. So I may bring some of those clips back. Tevin Campbell. I can't even really tell you what Tevin Campbell's parents look like, to be honest with you. But he's another one. You can't tell me he ain't. You can't tell me. Olsen, oh my God. Thank y'all. Y'all really are doing it big out here. Okay. Giving me a list, because once again, it's, and a lot of these actors, they start off as babies. Brooke Shield was a baby. The Olsen twin was a baby. Um I think the twins, also Teen Tamara, weren't they babies? When they started in commercials as the little ones? I can't remember. But I'm sure. But Usher, he was a baby too out there with the diddler. Hmm? Right, right, right. Hey, Tequila, I miss you too, girl. But I got access to you, so. But I know. I saw a video the other day of something about like you text me, not you, but it's like when someone texts me, but I'm over here and all you see is the parent just picking up their baby from places they don't need to try to, picking them up from trying to climb on stuff they ain't be trying to be climbing on. Like I'm in that stage where he want to climb on everything, and he's really being a little more active now. I'm just like, Lord Jesus, like that's a job in itself, So that's another reason why content hasn't really been the forefront of my motivation. But this might have sparked it. So, just stay tuned. Hey, Choco Kitty. Hey, girl. Hey. Good to see you. I hope all y'all doing well tonight. But let me try to speed this up. So, once again, it's giving weird. It's definitely giving weird energy for me. Um, and a lot of time, the children are the one being put in these positions to be fed off of. And a lot of times, depending on what kind of protection and covering they had, what side they come out. Like look at Jason Weaver. Look how I think it was his mother, the way like she protected him, and now he's getting royalties to this day. To this day, getting royalties because she chose to get like I guess forever income coming in versus a large lump sum of cash or whatever, and it's like, okay, we're gonna pay you this much and you can go on about your business, or we'll pay you this much over the course of the rest of your life. She's like, yeah, we'll take that. Because some people see green, they see the dollar sign, they ultimately will go for the money. But shout out to his mother for setting him up for life so he can do what he wants. If and then once again, I don't know what his residuals are. I don't know what his royalty checks are looking like, but I know that like I be seeing him on a lot of these Tubi movies. Even before Tubi was a thing, he was doing these type of um and I don't want to call them like B, C, D list movies, but the ones that don't really make it to the theaters, or maybe they make it to the $1, maybe they make it to the drive-ins, the drive-throughs. I don't know, but yeah, it's there's parents that actually cover for their children, protect the children to make sure that they aren't taken advantage of, and there's other ones that use their children for financial gain. Cause okay, look at Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell. I feel like they came out all right because they've been in. Oh my God, like y'all remember Little Shops of Horror? Shop, shop, shop of horror, shop, shop, shop of horror. Okay, y'all ain't gonna try that, but you know what I'm talking about. Like they've been in the game for a long time. So the fact there is the balance of both worlds where it comes to what side people end up on, and once again, I'm always gonna ultimately put it down to the parents in that situation, of course. But I never take my eyes off the culprit. Because that's what people like to do sometimes in situations. They want to take their attention off the people that doing the act versus the one, there's like, well, the parents too. Yeah, all of them. All of them. Like, give them all. Get them all.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do. You want to sit up? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap.
Like,
Michael?
Weird.
Michael? Hi. Okay, okay. All right, we're in the studio, and I have Beyonce sitting on my lap.
So it's like you're a teenage girl. You about to talk to Michael Jackson. Her nerves probably got the best of her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine the thoughts and emotions that's flooding through her at this moment. But it's like I once again I hate the label that people put on her, like once again being fast, or of course see she going, she gonna do what she need to do to get what she need to be. But it's like a lot of them that was in that position did. because either they was coached or trained or programmed to, right? Um, and once again, even when we look at Beyonce, it seemed like everything seemed kind of, I ain't gonna say balanced, because we got Lemonade. We remember what happened on the elevator. I wish somebody would release the audio and stop playing. Like that clip came out years ago, and we are years later have not yet got a audio release. I want to know what was being said in the elevator, because people speculated. Hold on. People speculated it was about infidelity and Solange was taking a first sister and yada yada yada. I'm gonna take all that. I'm just gonna take, I ain't gonna put anything past anything until official statement is released. And of course, a official statement would never really release. They came out the elevator like nothing happened. Solange's wig was kind of to the side a little bit, like, but it was one of those things like, where's the audio? Man, that was crazy. But anyway, moving forward, I'm just imagining just how she's feeling in this. And once again, I know there's like, well, there's no victim because, let the space tell it. Nobody's a victim. People sign up for shit. People are aware of what they're doing. At 19, you're aware of what you're doing, yada, yada, yada. Like I said, for me, being at 19, you ain't going to tell me my daddy ain't going to be right there on that couch in the back. Y'all see that couch? Right there in the back? My dad be sitting right there. He gonna make sure he'll be getting the camera. You think I'm lying? Please. If my dad can find me all the way in Oklahoma when I was out there, uh, you know, in the service and all that, doing that, right? If he can reach me, and when I say by telephone, because we had to get at the time, we turned in our phones at a particular time and night. If my father can reach out and talk to the senior drill sergeant, you ain't gonna tell me my dad ain't gonna be sitting right there on that couch. And I was 21 at the time. I literally turned 21. That it was like the second day that I went into basic training. Well, I didn't even make it to basic training. The reception. The second day, I'm like, hey, y'all do anything for birthday? Yeah, line up. Oh, okay. Jeez, that's weird. I can't believe how long it's been and my battery running low. But here's the point I'm making. This is giving weird energy, and I just can't imagine. Like that's why I'm like I'm kind of a helicopter parent myself in a way. Like even about not saying who my child being around, but definitely you know a lot of parents these days are going in the direction of keeping their eyes on their children and being very wary of who even their children play with, because children can be exposed to certain things that can expose other children to other things. So you got to be careful your children play with. God damn.
Put you on speakerphone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone to talk to her, and give. Okay, you're shaking.
I will be shaking too. You got your hand all up my thigh. Breath probably hot, old, bald, and like I'll be nervous too. But I'm sure she was more nervous and had adrenaline, kind of because she's gonna talk to the legendary Michael Jackson. So once again, maybe her mind is not even on him per se. Maybe the whole energy of her about to talk to this legend, and then also you got this creepy weird person below you like, okay, well, sit in my lap, darling, if you want to talk to Michael. No, you should have gave up your seat. What? Like it giving roles apart. It's like instead of me giving up my seat for you, you gotta sit on my lap. Like, look out of here. Anyway,
Okay, you ready? Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna dance out.
Michael,
Yes, Mark.
here we go. I have Beyonce here.
See, the moment that Michael came on the phone, he should have got up and sat Beyonce in the chair and pushed her towards the telephone. But no, he just had to sit right there and be comfortable. That's not weird.
Hi,
Hi, Beyonce.
how you doing?
Oh, good. I really appreciate you
Okay, y'all still here? Is y'all still here? Listen, I was struggling, so I was over there using my laptop without its cord, and it died on me. And I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, well, if I know StreamYard, it's gonna keep going. Uh, I'm not really sure how long it'll go before it'll like stop when it's like inactive if nobody's inside the studio. Okay, okay, we good. Oh my god. Hey T Will. How you doing? Good. Okay. Ugh. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, no, well, yeah, I guess I did get kicked out. I got kicked out, but it was more like my computer died, so that's on me. Sheesh. But I'm glad that I have it set up to where everything returned back to original, or not original, but to the windows or the tabs that I had open last. So I was able to come right back to where I started. So I'm like, thank goodness on that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to not skedaddle, scoot along through this so I can skedaddle, right? Because once again,
because we're giving back.
we're giving back, right? Are we giving back? But we're looking at this clip because it was really interesting to me, as I mentioned before, why is this circulating again after so many years? And like, of course I see comments like, oh, I wonder if this like a warning, let her know like, hey, be good, keep it straight and narrow, if we don't have no problems out of you. But then I also heard other things about the other side about uh the sacrifice of things and such and who it may be and how it may be. Okay, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna let you have that right now. I let you have that right now because you know, I per- personally sometimes don't like saying things unless I have the quote unquote evidentiary support. Shout out to Elle Woods, okay. Um, or what they like, tangible things. They like, you know, they want visual. They don't want the your thoughts or your intuition and what you may foresee or what may come to you. Like unless you can bring that shit to fruition or manifest that shit, they're like, yeah, we don't believe you, right? So I think these clips that I'm showing you or going to show you is going to convey that in a way. So what I'm gonna do here, I have it on. I sped it up, and also bear with me because I also have my kid right here too. And he wants to mess with my headphones. But I sped it up so we can get through it and I'm gonna try not to talk. All right. Cause once again, we're just looking, observing.
I'm very honored. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
But thank you. Brad Boxer is putting down the track now.
Right here, Michael.
Brad,
Yes.
you're putting down the track now.
Yep. Yeah, Beyonce's gonna go in the studio and lay it down now, and you're gonna give her inspiration.
Michael, when she was listening to the track, she fell in love with it immediately.
Yes, I did. I love it.
You did?
Yeah,
Yes.
immediately, Michael.
It's wonderful.
She lit up. I mean, immediately from the very first line of the first verse.
But please don't, Beyonce. My voice.
Your voice sounds great.
You sound.
He was getting over the flu when we recorded this.
You know, the flu. I had the
And
flu.
This is only his demo track for
That's how his voice sounds when it's when he has a flu.
Well, it sounds wonderful. And the first line, I screamed. Literally, I screamed.
And Michael, she's these guys can sing. I mean, she's gonna nail this. This is great. So we're happy.
I was on mute. Okay, so what we're looking at here for everyone that's coming in, as I come in, hit the like button. So this clip has been recirculating since Hayden uh in the background. Oh, I don't think so. It didn't look like it. Let's see, hold on. Let me kind of breathe through. Let me see. Cause I see her right here and she don't look like Kelly. Can I make this bigger? I see her. Hold on, let me look around the room. Look around the room.
She lit up. I mean, immediately from the very first line of the first verse.
But
You
please
don't look
do
like
validate
it.
my voice.
Your voice sounds great.
You
Come on.
sound
Might be on the other
He was getting
side.
over the flu when we recorded this.
You know, the flu, I had the
And
flu.
this is only his demo track for everyone
That,
to
that's how his
hear,
voice
so,
sounds when it's
yeah.
when he has the flu.
well. It sounds wonderful.
Like, I mean, look at the body language, look at the posture. You know, it don't look see, I when it comes to like kin folks and who I don't be knowing, unless they was brought up back in the day on VH1, behind the scenes, behind the music, all that. I don't know. But like, look at the posture. She don't look comfortable. Like, it is. I don't understand it. Let me just back up a little bit, right? Because I guess you're leaning over, talking in the phone, but she don't look comfortable. She just look like she's in the moment, talking to Michael Jackson. But once again, why didn't he just give up his seat? So anyway, this video is unseen Michael Jackson footage with 19-year-old Beyonce 2001. And the reason why I am bringing this up and correlating it to the Hayden passing away here recently, because simultaneously when that news hit the scene, this was being recirculated. When I say recirculated, when you go on YouTube, there's like videos that's like 13 years old, 18 years old of this clip right here. But the clip that's being released today, somehow, somewhere, is more in depth. When I say in depth, the other one was clipped out. You didn't see, like, you seen her like in the booth or singing, and then you seen her talk on the phone, but you didn't see her sitting on a man's lap. We didn't see that, but we're seeing it today. And my question is why? That's the question I call for. Like, why would y'all release that today?
It sounds great.
You sound
He was getting over the flu when we recorded this.
You know, the flu, I had the
And
flu.
this is only his demo track for everyone
That,
to
that's how his
hear,
voice
so,
sounds when it's
yeah.
when he has the flu.
well. It sounds wonderful.
does.
And the first line, I screamed. Literally, I screamed.
And Michael, she's these guys can sing. I mean, she's gonna nail this. This is great. So we're happening. The vibe couldn't be any better.
Let's get going then.
All right,
All
let's
right.
get going.
Love you, Michael.
I love you too.
All right,
Bye.
talk to you later, Michael.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was
He gets very emotional over this song.
Now, the one thing I did notice, and a lot of people in the comments noticed too, how quickly she got up off his lap when the phone call was over. Because it's like, why you have to be there in the first place. But it's, she's taking in the moment, because, like, look how she takes in the moment after that phone call.
Over this project. I mean,
I'm happy I talked to
him.
Oh, I want to do a little.
All right, here we go.
Over there clicking her heels, doing that corny shit, which I thought was cute. But what I didn't find cute is, the idea that these young people are put in predicaments that they may feel uncomfortable with, but they may not. And I'm not saying being able to speak up, but they don't, because sometimes that could be missed out opportunity, right? So let me take a moment here, okay? Let me take a little breather, and I'll be right back. Let me get myself together.
Have you had your water today? Yeah, nope, I thought not. Well, here we go. Have it now. Have it now. Come on. Every fucking time. No, your 5th iced latte of the day doesn't count as water. You and I both fucking know you know what water is. So go and fucking drink some. Come on.
Stop playing on my top, homie. Drink water immediately. Hydrate thyself.
Thank you. Appreciate you. You're doing great. You look awesome. You look fucking marvelous when you're hydrated, okay? Okay. Thank you so much. You're doing amazing. You look nice today. All right. Love you. I love you so fucking
Yo, I'm going for a sec. Don't hit that X. Grab a snack, do a dance, or check your ex. I'll be right back, promise, don't you run. This ain't a leave you hanging situation, son. Yo, I'm going for a sec. Don't hit that X. Grab a snack, do a dance, or check your ex. I'll be right back, promise, don't you run. This ain't a leave you hanging situation, son. Maybe I'm in the kitchen, maybe I'm in the air. Reading vibes, catching signs, you know I'm everywhere. Don't refresh, don't cheat, just vibe where you at. I'll drop back soon with the truth and the facts. Yo, I'm going for a sec. Don't hit that X. Grab a snack, do a dance, or check your ex. I'll be right back, promise, don't you run. This ain't a leave you hanging situation, son. Yo, I'm going for a sec. Don't hit that X. Grab a snack, do a dance, or check your ex. I'll be right back, promise, don't you run. This ain't a leave you hanging situation, son. If you see a shadow, it's probably my cat. Or maybe a message from the ghost of your past. Sip that tea, scroll your feet, maybe even clap. I'll be back with more vibes than your snap. Yeah, BBLB, don't go nowhere. Stay right here, I'll meet you in the air. Laugh a little, hum a little, maybe stare. The channel's still alive, yo, I swear. Yo, I'm going for a sec. Don't hit that X. Grab a snack, do a dance, or check your ex. I'll be right back, promise, don't you run. This ain't a leave you hanging situation, son. Yo, I'm going for a sec. Don't hit that X. Grab a snack, do a dance, or check your ex. I'll be right back, promise, don't you run. This ain't a leave you hanging situation, son. BRB, don't go nowhere. Stay right here, I'll meet you in the air. Laugh a little, hum a little, maybe stare. The channel's still alive, yo, I swear. Yo, I'm going for a sec.
You're tuned in to Tit for Tat. Brief pause. Where we talk, we tell the truth, and we transform. Tell truth, transform. At Tit for Tat, tat, Tit for 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 Tat, transform. Now let's talk about it.
Cause I really need to put my audacity glasses on. Cause a lot of y'all be having audacity and then you try to act sweet. You know what I'm saying? So people could overlook it. So you could disrespect people in microscopic bites and shit. Like you nibble with the disrespect. Before you know it, they done took off a whole bite.
All right, thank y'all for waiting patiently. We're gonna move forward, right? So bear with me, cause I literally have a 3. Okay, I didn't realize I was muted. I was saying here, thank y'all for being patient, and also bear with me, cause I literally have a 23, 24 pound little person here on my chest where he just maneuvered. Thank God. So if it sounds like I'm out of breath, that's probably why. Well, never mind. He get right back on my chest. So if y'all hear me kind of in and out, out of breath, hold on. That's because. All right. Anyway, so let's move forward, and I'm gonna show y'all a few clips, right? And one of the things I want us to pay attention to is the wording, because wording is important to me, and wordplay, because some things are revealed. So let me ask y'all this, because a lot of people will say, like, The Simpsons, for example, is a great example for like tinfoil information because it's like, ooh, the Simpsons be making these predictions because episode where such and such happened, and now look what's happening. It came to pass. So my question is, right, my observation is it prediction or is it the plan being presented, right? Because here's the thing, and this may kind of go over some people's heads, but reality is created with our thoughts. So imagine if you're pushing certain propaganda agenda, um, collective things that it can become a thing, right? So that's why, for me, I've been trying to take more breaks of, getting away from the collective, i.e., the internet, social media, and kind of just, tap into, other things like a damn book. Okay, because sometimes, linking together, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, but you sometimes you can take on unwanted thoughts or thoughts that's not your own, just based off, you know, content that you're seeing or visuals that you're seeing. And I believe that also is by design. So anyway, that is definitely a tenfold topic for another day. I want to stick to what's going on here. So once again, um, it is a dire situation when people pass away, just one of those things, right? And the ones who love them the most are affected. So those, who I keep in mind, whether I like you or not. Now, if I didn't like you, this would probably be a different, when I say like, if I didn't really care for the person, it'd probably be a different type of vibe. But I would still give that person the somewhat decency of a respect, but it all depends on how they moved, right? Like you can't go around here, like for example, using Tommy Sotomayor as example. Like if he passed away, like I'm not going to imagine there's going to be a array of people just like, oh my God, Tommy. There probably is, of course, his supporters, but I'm sure it's gonna be more than you know none of people like cheering, like yes, that Uncle Ruckus, Coon, whatever the name that they put out here. Let me not bring that name up because that's how they do. You mention the name and they pop up like a damn ghost. But I'm just using that as an example. Like I just imagine people are gonna probably be more like indifferent or not really care if something like if he passes away, which I'm not saying that's not messed up, but once again, it's like it's I guess it depends on what kind of you know energy you putting out here. So once again, the people that closest to you may feel away, but I guess here on the internet, you don't care about what the naysayers say, or do they? Cause you should be crying about it anyway. So moving forward, there's a video, a couple clips that I want to show y'all. So, let's start with this one. Crazy about this, right? I did watch Table Talk, Red Table Talk back in the day, like when it was like really a thing. So it was like what 2015, 2016, where they were popping out them episodes, and to me, I did enjoy the conversation, the I guess authentic, the transparency, um, openness I was getting from it. So I had no idea that Hayden went on the Red Table Talk. So the Red Table Talk still going till this day, because I know it was a Facebook original type of content. So it was like you literally had to go on Facebook to watch it. But I know clips, of course, get scattered across different platforms. But I know for sure it was limited to Facebook. Anyway, Hayden went on Red Table Talk. TMZ posted this 2 days ago. Before she was told, wait a minute, before she was old enough to vote, Hayden said someone on her team, okay, was handing her happy pills to get her through promotional interviews at the premiere. Let's check it out.
My team that I was working with came to me, and it was before this red carpet, and I had been doing Heroes, and we did press all the time, and I was a little.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it's like, oh my God, like when I got the news, like was it the day before or a couple days ago? Like we recently started watching Heroes. And I can remember what episode we're on right now. We kind of took a little break from it and we're watching other things. But I'm just like, oh shit, this is a pretty good show. And you know, like I'm not a fan to where like I'm watching everything of hers. I just remember growing up seeing her on uh Remember the Titans and you know Bring It On. She was on there. 'Cause, you know, like I said, we're about the same age, so we're teenagers. You know, we're kids, teenagers. So it's like one of those, you know, people that kind of was in your childhood reservoir of, you know, what, you know, of people that you grew up watching. Right. Because it's like, even for the people that are getting older, like Denzel Washington, it's really, I ain't gonna say hard to see him old, but it's like, oh my God, Denzel Washington getting old. Like, when did this happen? You know? Anyway, so let's listen to what she was saying. Uh, Somebody in the comment. Anyway, I'm sorry. I looked at the comments. Somebody said she's at the wrong table having this topic. I mean, you know, people may feel how they feel sometimes on like what platform people should go to air out or be vulnerable. But I think Red Table Talk does give people the open platform to have these conversations that, you know, I get, you know, you go on talk shows and they already have like a script or a array of questions that they're gonna have, and it's like mostly they're trying to get to know you and get, you know, just a little information out of you. But like topics like this, I can give it to, you know, Jada and her daughter and her mother. They really did open. I ain't gonna say open that door, but really took off running with, you know, people talking about mental health and, you know, about your well-being and, you know, just being whatever overall, and talking about, you know, our trials and tribulations and our traumas and things like that, because it could inspire, you know, other people to be like, okay, listen, they went through it and look, they're rich, they're powerful, or assumed to be rich. Because one thing I've come to realize in this world as a stage, because y'all hear recently about Betty Idol? Y'all probably like, Betty Idol, who is that? So Betty Idol, from my understanding or my recollection, she made appearance on Love and Hip Hop back in the day. You know, just for a hot minute. Not really. I'm not gonna say she wasn't memorable. Apparently, she was, but it was like one of those things. Like, oh, I remember her. But anyway, she came up on my feed recently because apparently she got arrested for like. Okay, I might be saying this. I ain't gonna say it wrong, but I can't want to say reality, but realty fraud or something like that. And I'm just like, oh, sheesh. And of course, people's like, see, that's why you have to like, you know, be wary or be, you know, cautious of like looking up to some of these, you know, quote unquote reality stars and things like that, because they may not even be living the life that they portray. Like, once again, just because they on TV, you know, soon to be wearing these and that. They may never got it like that, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna let this play.
Low energy, and it came to me, and it was before this red carpet on my team that I was working with came to me, and it was before this red carpet, and I had been doing Heroes, and we did press all the time, and I was a little low energy, and it was, here, take one of these, it's a happy pill, it'll give you energy. So I didn't think of it at the time as like a bad thing or a drug.
How old were you?
I was 16, and it must
16. Once again, so 16, like, in people's minds, like, well, 16 old enough to like kind of know right from wrong, to know better, not to take something weird or a pill from an adult. But this is somebody on her team, as she's going to express, somebody she trusted. So this is how sometimes, these young people get caught up in situations because where once again, if in my mind it's an adult. So we can say adult supervision all day, but if it's adult doing this or giving her the quote unquote happy pill, then like yeah, y'all kept my drift.
Been something that was similar to like an Adderall,
Yeah.
but they got it from Mexico. I should have thought that's so sketchy, but I didn't because I trusted
Right.
the person.
Yeah.
And it did give me that little bit of energy. And I didn't feel like high and out of control, but I did feel like happy and
Yeah.
and like I was looking forward to
The
doing
life of the party.
interview. Yes. It was somebody who was on my team.
Now let me say this because I'm not saying she gives off that blonde kind of personality, but even it's like some of the just some, not all, because there was like remember the Titans where she knew her sports and she was really in the game. She was a girl, but she wasn't like the girly girl. Like she was in it, but I'm saying like she always kind of gave off that bubbly personality. So looking back on it now, was that connected to what she was being given, right? Why is she given a pill that is, I guess, equivalent to an Adderall pill, something they get from Mexico? And because she's low on energy, she's tired. She's probably doing a lot, doing the series and having to keep up with the schedule and things like that. And the first thought was, well, here, let's give you a happy pill. Like, what? I know, isn't that crazy? No, like that's I mean, I guess, I have love hate, and I ain't gonna say love, but I have like my indifferent feelings when it comes to pharmaceutical, right? I feel like, there are maybe times where I ain't gonna say they're needed, but hey, if it helps for in the moment, because it's really to me is a momentary. It shouldn't be used like forever because it's only gonna cause more damage. But once again, you're giving a 16-year-old that because she can't keep up with schedule. Why not like say, hey, can we put the recording or the shooting on hold? Let her get some rest. No, let's give you some energy. Let's put some pep in your step, right? No sleep. Let's not. And it probably that's how they be getting hooked on energy drinks and once again them pills and all that stuff, trying to you know recollect the hours in the day that they're losing and the hours of rest and sleep that they're losing. Like that's crazy to me. Anyway, um I was looking at something because I think in studios I could cut that part out. So the part that where my computer died, I cut that out. But yeah, I'm just really like, just like I said, just listening to her story, and it makes me think once again, these kids being put in situations where adults are failing them because they're not protecting them. Once again, this is her team. Why shouldn't she quote unquote trust her team? That I'm sure quote unquote her parents entrusted uh her to. But once again, if the parents are getting something out of it, uh pimping their kids off to get some, exchange, like it makes the person that was put in that position when they get older, it depends on how they look at it. So it seems like here, and even in the interview apparently she did prior 3 months prior to her demise here, it was also, it seemed like reflection because it seemed like she had a hard time. Drew Barrymore, another one, had a hard time addiction to pills, alcohol at a very young age. Once again, being encouraged and enabled by adults to participate in those behaviors. Hell no. Listen to this one more time.
That I was working with came to me, and it was before this red carpet, and I had been doing Euro.
Now, here's a comment saying we don't believe it was OD, right? So apparently it's coming out that, or it came out that it was like cardiac arrest, but apparently like cardiac arrest can It's like a heart attack. And so here's the thing. I had an uncle who passed away and he was like in his early 30s. I want to say he was 30. Because I was a kid when he passed away, but he passed away having a heart attack. And even in my mind at that young age, like you passed away at a heart attack at that age. And then I think it came out later there was maybe drugs involved. And so a lot of times there's some kind of drugs involved, whatever it is, can lead to like a cardiac arrest. Because isn't that what happened to Michael? So the comment that's made here said we don't believe it's OD, right? What I'm saying is, let's say it may not even be what it seems. So that's why I say question everything. But anyway, people always wonder why these child actors end up on drugs or overdosing. They were given drugs when they were young and taken advantage by older people they trusted. Don't blame them. Blame who they trusted. I agree with that. At that age, absolutely. Where's the happy pill? Her voice kind of sounds like Selena Gomez. She was silenced. She was murdered. This was a trap for her. And so, like some of these sentiments, some of these comments had also went through my mind because I'm like, the way it's like it was kind of set up. The moment she started coming and speaking out about these things, look what pops up. Look what happened, right? Because it's like when in my mind, and once again, let me put on my 10-4 hat. I know technically it's not Thursday, but we're gonna put on my 10-4 hat right now. When they start just all of a sudden kind of throwing things at you and things start popping up, in my opinion, I feel like a covering for something. Because do y'all know what's going on in Indiana? Yeah. Like, hold on, I'm trying to bring this up. Hold on. Because I want to show y'all something. But yeah, my man has a friend who lives in Indiana and like especially I guess, I ain't gonna say the poor neighborhoods, but in the neighborhoods where it's like I guess more poverty. Apparently, like they've been out uh it's been flooded real bad and they've been out of had no power for damn near a week now. A whole damn week. So, they're relying on canned goods or they're relying on, water bottles, but it's like it flooded so bad. So it's like, why did that not make my algorithm? Like, now it's coming to my algorithm since we talked to the guy. But I remember even before then, he talked to him a few days before that and was like, oh shit, this is happening in Indiana. And it haven't even made it down here in the news yet. But then when you look it up, like, I guess some things start out locally and then once it start reaching national news, it start to spread. But my thing is certain things will start just flooding the algorithm or, taking your attention off of one thing or maybe this thing depending on something else. 'Cause you know what they also did in the past, I want to say couple of days, few days, right? They did this shit. They did this. And I fell away, right? Because I was all in my feel. I was looking at the clip that was coming up on my feed, like mainly on TikTok. I'm like, oh my God, why are they doing this right now? They bringing all these princesses together for us, millennials or even maybe later Gen Xers or early what's the Gen Z maybe? I don't know. But it's like I'm over there, I'm watching it, I'm like, okay. And so I went to Disney Plus, and they got it's like a whole 22-minute clip, and like each princess from each of the movies, even from the live action to the animated one, was singing the songs. I was getting all emotional and shit. I'm like, oh my God. And then what's her name? Leah, or I think it's Lee Lay. She was the singer actor for both Mulan and Princess Jasmine. And I'm like, I did know that, but it was one of those things I didn't really think about. Right. Until they had this princess thing. And so of course I'm losing my mind. I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like, and then Brandy, you got Brandy, Hallie, um, I don't mean to like forget her name, but the one who plays Tiana on Princess and the Frog, like this was a moment, right? Like I said, I'm over here in my field. I was over there crying. My man was like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "No, nah," because he walked in the room, and I was kind of, doing the, sniffles a little bit because I had to like, I was trying to cover up that I've been over here kind of boohooing or whatever. It's like, I'm like, I ain't crying, man. Just my sinuses, Shit. But anyway, not that I did not enjoy this moment, not that, you know, it didn't make me feel away, not that I didn't appreciate, because we know Disney has another underlying symbolism to it, conspiracies, right? We'll get to that at another later date. But I'm saying that to say this. Why are they flooding the timeline with the, oh, it passed away, and then Beyonce and, the princess? Like, what is happening? What is happening? Huh? Like, is it really convenient, boy, that all this is going down simultaneously? Cause like I said, around the same time, cause this clip a couple of days ago, same thing, Beyonce clip we circulated a couple of days ago. So when I hear things like, well, maybe this is a message, maybe this is a warning, letting you know, like, we got you, girl. You can try it. But then again, it could just be one of those coincidence. That's if you believe in such thing, right? If you believe in coincidence, then that's on you. But so let's go to this clip, right? So why is it reloading? Why? Okay, why did you go to Canva? All right, bear with me. I'm sorry. A lot going on. Little boy. All right, so let me go back to my like video because it's easier to get to um the clip that way versus saving them on TikTok. So I want to look at this clip because this is where we start going down the rabbit hole. This is where conspiracies start coming into play. This is where we get our 10-4 high and we're like, oh my God. Anyway, so this is a clip from a long time ago. Clearly, she's a kid in this clip. Something felt strange about the old Hayden interview. Something strange about it just feels strange, but y'all think. Let's watch.
Is when you were talking about yours, actually the character that I play, Cheryl, she died at 35 of heart failure. And when we heard that, we were just
heart failure, cardiac arrest.
Like shocked. Me and my mom started going, it's really sad. In real life, do you think he'd be a good dad? Yeah. Think so?
That video with Hayden Panettiere was very
Panettiere, okay, because I ain't gonna hold you. I was struggling to try to pronounce her last name. You see, I just kind of glazed over it,
very strange. Allegedly, this is what people are saying. I'm not sure who that guy was. He looks familiar. Shut up.
Father?
He looks familiar, but I can't remember his name. Then she was talking about some character that she played or something like that passed away at the age of 35. Something's going on here, guys, because she passed away at the age of 36. Now, that's pretty close, but not close enough. Something is going on here, guys. Allegedly, this is what people are saying, and they're trying to connect dots that cannot be connected. I think that interview was normal. She was an actor when she was young. That must have been, someone that was coaching her with her acting.
See, I respect that, right? I respect people that just kind of look at it like, oh, that was just a normal interview. Like, what's sketchy about that? But sometimes, with certain characters, certain plays, there's a series apparently called Nashville that she played in. I didn't know nothing about, but of course, because of her passing away, it's popping up on my feed, and the same thing that that character was going through in that show, um, Hayden was able to relate to in her real life because there was a clip that came up of her saying that like they acted like, hey, apparently like some of the things that you was going through on the show, the character was going through on the show, you're going through in real life. So it's like, right? So it's like, yes, I ain't gonna say when these actors tap into the character that they have to be on drugs or they have to do drugs or anything, but sometimes it can capture the real side of their reality and what they're going through in their real life, and they can pull that into the role that they're playing. So, like, think about it. Michael B. Jordan like had to go to therapy because he was so locked in to the Killmonger character. Things like that. So,
Something's going on here, guys, and I don't know what to think anymore because somebody brought this to my attention. I don't know why I was busy doing something else. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. Rest in peace to hate.
So he posted this and like, what y'all think? So let's look at the comments because he's trying to, I guess, figure out like, what it is this was sent to him. So it says here, has anybody noticed that Sabrina Carpenter looks just like her? Trust me, it's way worse than what you think. And then what do you have here? Look at that. Look at that. What do you have? What do you have? Are those the reptilians? Are those the reptilians? I think they is. I think they is. I think those are reptilians, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, hold on, I hit it on the wrong one. I hit on the wrong one. Let me show you on the front side. Because once again, when I get into these conspiracies, I spell it with a K on purpose. Um, what I'm trying to show you, we'll just have to wait for a second, right? Because nothing's as it seems. So if you look at the background, I like going down a rabbit hole of many things, right? If there's a rabbit hole to go down, I can go into the political side, the government side of things, the elite side. I go into the mystical side. I can go into the mythology. Like I go down so many rabbit holes in particulars, but that's why I made it a point to add that into the thumbnail because listen, I'm just saying. So the fact that somebody put that in the comment section, yeah, it said that guy's body language was sus. Hollywood silenced her. Notice his body language. He looks so scared that she might let something slip. So how about I move this out the way and let y'all see for yourself. I'll let the video play again. Hold on. I'm gonna start it over.
Also, what I want to say is when you were talking about yours, actually the character that I play, Cheryl, she died at 35 of heart failure. And when we heard that,
So like even the comments right here is like they planned her murder. And so even in that regardless, if you want to play on that idea, like what would be the point of planning something like this? Is it energy harvesting? Did I take away my background? I sure did, looking all bare in the back. Overlooking book and naked. Hell nah. But it's like one of those things like what would be the point of that? Like, because y'all already know for this, in my mind, a lot of this is energy harvesting. It could be like a fear tactic. It could be a way to pull energy from people. Because it's more than, there's other sinister things that happen too. But it's like, for me, for the most part, I know it's more about harvesting your energy. So imagine all the attention that's just going into this one topic alone and having people talk about said things and once again conspiring, coming up with their own theories, coming up with uh yes, coming up with, your own thoughts. And once again, and when I say truth, it's not saying like my truth is the ultimate overall truth. It's basically what I'm just presenting to you. Like I don't want to persuade you to think no other way. I'm here to make you think. That's it. I'm here to make you think. But they're saying, look at that guy's body language. He's over here like looking like, worried that she might say something, slip up. But it said all victims were quote unquote addicted. Because it's like every time something kind of is slipped or, you know, put on Front Street, oh, an accident happens, or oh, now they OD'd, or oh, they had a heart attack, right? That's always kind of the story. But then, is that really the story? Because there was a clip that came up earlier, and I can't even think about the guy's name, so I'm not even going to mention it. But they said something on the lines of, "This how I know that this quote unquote isn't real," because they said they got on the airplane next to this guy that apparently got convicted and went to jail for quote unquote 30 odd years or whatever. But he was confused because he was sitting next to him on a plane. Yes, those people. Those people. Yeah. Put on your tinfoil hat. Put on a tinfoil hat because I'm going there. I am definitely going there. Um, so yeah, so that's why I'm like, even though 'cause I was told years ago, they was like, listen, I know you're not into the news, but just watch the news because this what you that like news will give you like insight into what the play is being put in front of you. Because like once again, look how quickly they come out, and I get like once again she's a celebrity, but because TikTok exists and that is a different realm of you know where YouTube will kind of limit your freedom of speech, where TikTok and Twitter will kind of just, they let it kind of hang all out for the most part. But she said, is she really dead or is her character dead? Ooh, good question. The contract is ending. What contract is that? See what I'm saying? Y'all gonna say stuff like that. Y'all gotta be more precise. But for the ones that don't know, but I'm just saying, maybe Crossroad Demons, maybe they ate enough babies. That's the one thing right here. Maybe they ate enough babies. Shout out to my homie, because he did say he was like, I feel a way, ain't no way. It comes out. They talk about they've been eating babies and people just going on about their lives. I said, I know, right? I know. Maybe that could be another conspiracy topic because once again, my goal is not to fear monger or not to scare or do anything in that nature. Just listen, if they say it's a multiverse, so a multiverse is endless and multiple possibilities of whatever, everything. Let's see. That's what I'm saying. Either predictive programming, characters, one or other. Because don't they clone Tyrone?
We were just like shocked. Me and my mom started like going, it's really sad.
In real life, you think he'd be a good dad? That video where Hayden Panettiere was very strange, allegedly. Then she was talking about some character that she played or something like that. She passed away at the age of 36. Now that's pretty close, but not close enough. Something is going on.
They're like, she wrote a book and then she was silenced, period. She just dropped a memoir. They just hate anyone that speaks against them. And people are like, well, who was them? Who was they? Shut up. I didn't say I know. That's so funny because in my head he was like, shut up. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I'm trying to figure out who the guy is myself. Don't tell him to shut up. Somebody in the comments just need to put the guy's name down so we can do some research.
On here, guys, allegedly, this is what people are saying, and they're trying to connect dots that cannot be connected. I think that interview was normal,
Ooh. Okay.
Also, what I want to say.
He said he thought it was normal. I don't know. I'm trying to get back to the part with that. hit the wrong button.
I don't know what to think anymore because somebody brought this to my attention. I don't know why I was busy doing something else. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. Rest in peace to Hayden. This is tragic. She was young. She has so much more life ahead of her. Something is strange about that video. Let me know what you think about this, guys, because I don't know what to think. I'm tired. I'm out.
Also, what I want to say is
I
when
know
you
it
were
can be
talking about
time
yours,
going down that rabbit hole. It definitely can be a little draining at times. So let's find, yeah, another one. I think cause okay, so I'm not gonna play the Neutrogena one because apparently now it came out that when she was doing the commercial for Neutrogena, she spoke. I guess she came forward, spoke about like her postpartum depression journey and how that affected her, and blah blah blah. And Neutrogena was like, "Oh no, you can't talk about that. Like that's illegal. Something, 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 something." So that came out, and people was like, "Okay, Neutrogena boycott." And Neutrogena is starting to notice like it starts to be affected by it. So I won't play that because that's more of like the I guess social justice or it's like I don't know that's a different side for me at the moment because I did see like both sides where one side was like, well, why wait, y'all already bought the product, like y'all throwing out new products you already spent money on, it's a waste, like they already got their money for it. But I guess it's more of the performative visual side of things to show like, yeah, we no longer supporting um this movement, blah blah blah. I guess same thing with the Target, with Walmart, like you boycott these places or it kind of gives the energy where sometimes people will go into places where they might be tailed or followed and being what's the word, like labeled, not label, like I know the word not labeled, but when black people being followed around the store, right? And so instead of just leaving because it's like I'm feeling uncomfortable while you follow me around the store, they rather just say, "Well, I can afford it. You don't have to, follow me. Look, I got money. No, you ain't finna get my money. What? Y'all got me saying y'all ain't finna get none of this money." But there is a clip that I do want to show y'all, and this one was interesting. I can't remember. Boy, hold on. You can have it back, but you ain't finna mess up the remote because you want to play hanky doodle with the remote. Hold on. Because he know I'm gonna take out these batteries. He's a smart kid too. He's like, yeah, you're gonna give me the remote with no battery and I can't do nothing to the TV. So let me see. So anyway, yeah, they really played on my emotions with this damn this Christmas shit. Like look at this. They over here, a grown ass woman crying. It's like, you just like that in that child out of and I want up. I can probably, pop it right now and I'm just, down. You know what I'm saying? Like they really had me in a tizzy with this one, so like look, you got the white Ariel and the black Ariel singing, the animated one with the live action one, like, really had me in my feel. But then once again, looking profile, yes, thank you. I was like, it was at the tip of my tongue, but labeled wanted to, stick. But yes, profile. So it's like being profiled. Follow me around the store. You think I want to flex on your ass? Say, well, I could buy it. Nah. Be like, pretty woman, look, you messed up. I'm gonna take my business elsewhere and get something cheaper now. Cause that's how I was shopping anyway. I like the bargain. Anywho, so yeah, it was definitely a moment. It was definitely a moment in the last, week or two. I mean, week or so with the Disney thing, and then even with the Ray J fight and Orlando Brown. Like, come on now. Y'all really trying to distract us from something. What is it? What is it? You know, but it could be a multitude of things. So, like, I know I get it when they say, "Oh, you hear them." um, when I feel like this, like, it could be a multitude of things. Like, once again, it really could have been the one thing in the Indiana flood. Like, they're saying this is one of the historic floods in history right now. Historic, like, what's going on? And so, yeah, it's a lot going on out here. Um, and I guess it's just a diversion tactic for the most part. Okay, Scoot, you're pretty so. Oh, okay, let me get at y'all business. You know what I'm saying? Let me get at y'all business. Ain't nothing. Okay, yeah, let me stop. I'm gonna get y'all business. So there is like one more clip for sure. One more video I want to show y'all. Um, it really just came across my timeline like a little bit before I went live because I was putting the finishing touches on the graphics or whatever. And I'm like, why this just coming out of nowhere, right? Let me see. Let me see. Uh See that's the thing about it too. Sometimes with I have the person on there that you're actually looking for. It could be something else. Uh, why did they? Why did every major U.S. city burn down in 1800? See, conspiracy. That's a good conspiracy topic too. Um, yeah, give me a second, cause it can't be that far down. Cause I saved it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. All right. So let's watch this clip. This is 46 seconds. So I definitely won't take too much of your time with this one. But just check it out. Once again, all thoughts are welcome. Well, I ain't gonna say all thoughts, but as far as like related to the topic.
Do you remember the first time you saw me? You were all on me. Next message. Hey, baby, can you call me back? I miss you. I need you. I need some gangster shit. Next message. Do you know what it feels like to wake up every morning scared? I'm scared you're gonna break my heart. Next message. Where are you? I haven't heard from you all day. But you know I can't sleep without hearing your voice. Where the fuck are you? Next message. This is my last time calling you. I don't know where the fuck you are. Next message. Do you think I give a shit about how much money you have? I'm rich, afraid, tired, not in control. Do you know what that feels like? There's nothing open at 3 in the morning but legs. Do you remember the first time you saw me?
Now, y'all know how sometimes these, people be playing with it. This could have been an interlude, right? A prelude to something, to a song or something to make, because even in the comments section is sending me, they're like, these comments are absolutely sending. Why y'all in this tour interlude not real leak right? That's what I figured. Like, this is not real like leak, but once again, I'm just listening to she needs to leave the man because baby, she got you acting real spooky. It's the worst. Then daddy, I'm your baby. He was like 100 years old. She was a teenager. So I think like those are some of the directions people are taking it. But like it really did sound like just like a prelude, an interlude to something. But anyway, that's one of the questions and discussions people have in relation to them because it's like, well, the age gap and then also the you know when we think about the status, when they reach a certain status, do y'all think like they absolutely have to give up something to get something, or certain rituals take place? Like, I'm just wondering, like, when you get to like billionaire status, because like it's billionaire status to where like, yeah, you doing some shit, guaranteed. Ain't no way you up there, way up there, and participating in some weird ass shit. Word on the street is Jay started dealing with Babe when she was underage, allegedly. But in the entertainment industry, that's nothing new or out of the ordinary. Yeah, I've had that conversation too with my guy because, like, sometimes that conversation can get, like, a little triggering for me. But once I kind of just put my feelings to the side in that moment and just looked at it objectively, that's the thing about it. It was like it was just normalized. It was just a thing because nobody batted an eye, to my knowledge, about Kimora Lee and Russell Simmons. They had a whole fucking show together, right? They had the Baby Fat. They had what was his clothing line, like adjacent to her, the male line? Cause it wasn't Rockaware, was it? I don't think so. I think isn't that Dame and Jay Z, or am I just conflating the two? But either way, nobody said shit about that. Didn't bat an eye, but then years later, it's being talked about and being brought up. Kimora Lee, I think she was crashing out one time where there was like clips of her, just, and I mean, I get it. Like, imagine you're 17, that man in his early 30s, like. El Boogie says, she said, well, I watched some storm chasers here on YouTube, and several of them say Tornado Alley shifting more east. That's why the Midwest has been getting hit so hard by tornadoes. That's interesting. Cause I love watching storm chasers too, but I haven't like watched any like in the past maybe 2-3 years, honestly. But it's like once again, sometimes it comes in my feed and it goes right back out. But I didn't really, I didn't really understand like how serious it was until we talked to the friend on the phone, and then when you look it up, you're like, oh my god, it's like Indiana's underwater. Mm, doing this again. It said those messages. Okay, yeah, okay, I figured that. But whoever made the video was very clever. Putting the images together because it make us seem really. But I played this video to really look at the comments because that's where I say some of the, I ain't gonna say insight, but it's just where people gonna put their thoughts like, well, y'all know he was. And then you see Thoroughboy just did it himself. Well, y'all know allegedly and that's kind of the line I like to teeter any conversation because sometimes people don't like to have them. And I get it, it's uncomfortable. And once again, I know I can get triggered. Fat Farm, thank you. Yes, yes, okay. I knew it was one of those because, they stayed, I stayed in City Trend growing up, and it definitely was the brother and sister to each other. All right. So, hold on, look at some more comments. You think I give a shit about how much money you have? Nigga, I'm rich. That's what I'm saying. Even though we know that's a song, that's or an intro to a song, you can't tell me there may not or maybe some underlying, maybe. Can I dig? Dr. Phil wants some gangster shit. They're my mouth. As yet closed. Please tell me these are fake. They said no, they're from her interlude on her on the run tour with her husband. Because even when they talk about the Eliminate, that album or that song, whatever, of course, they connected to. Cause I haven't really listened to it myself in its entirely, so I don't know what's being said or if there's like any drop about him cheating on her or whatever. But that's what it's people said over the years. So, uh, I just say allegedly or what's being said out here. Girl, nothing open at 3 in the morning, but what? So that's that Virgo behavior. Oh yeah, I forgot. Beyonce is a Virgo. That Virgo, that's a different type of vibe. Yeah, it said nothing new. They crazy as F. Controlling but like to be controlled at the same time, extremely dangerous. So like just imagine this is only a prelude off a song and how people are just, coming up with their own ideas and thoughts when it comes to what they think it is. So that's why I think it is important to understand and know how to differentiate and critically think on what you take in what's real or what you resonate with. Because sometimes, because understand, what you resonate with, other people may not resonate with, and that's okay. That is okay. Man, there is a video. I wonder if it's on here that I was just talking about, had in mind, but I don't want to. Okay, I think this is it. So this is the last one. I don't want to like once again scare y'all off too much, but as a disclaimer and reiterating, this is not for fear mongering. This is for just information and entertainment purposes, and also just to make you think outside of the box we've been placed in.
When did you realize all this is fake? That the world is a stage? I learned it in 2017 when I was at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport flying out, and I saw a guy in first class, and his name is Jerry Sandusky. Now, if you remember, Jerry Sandusky was involved in a child abuse scandal in Penn State.
I have no idea who that man is, right? But he did. So this is what he ran into. And Boogie says, oh no, she was spilling her real feeling, listen to all her album, the documentaries to her and Jay. Like, okay. Cause sometimes, I put I try to sometimes separate the person from their art, but I know in a lot of ways, art imitates life. So you cannot tell me like, cause I was listening to what was it? Cause I want to play it, but I had to play it in the morning. But I went back and was listening to their Destiny Child Survivor album. And I was like, oh my God, the evolution of that. Because once again, I was, 10 or 11, 12 years old listening to that album. But listen to through it through adult eyes, you kind of just see like kind of life I guess starting out like, oh, I'm just independent, what I'm saying? I buy my own shit. Um, what was it was one, okay, Bootylicious was one. Then it went into Nasty put some clothes on. I think a song called Nasty Girl. And she's like, Nasty put some clothes on. I told you, don't walk out your house without no clothes on. But then come push the shove, you see Beyonce was always half fucking naked on stage. But that was her performance. So it's like, it just, you look at the evolution to the song. But one of my favorite songs on that album is um, Happy Face. It's really like a good mood lifter, puts you in a good spirits, damn near reality changing type of vibe. Anyway, so this guy is talking about someone he's seen on a plane. But let's check out what he's putting down.
When did you realize all this is fake? That the world is a stage? I learned it in 2017 when I was at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport flying out, and I saw a guy in first class, and his name is Jerry Sandusky. Now, if you remember, Jerry Sandusky was involved in a child abuse scandal in Penn State. So why did I realize that the world was a stage in 2017? Because he got sentenced and he went to prison in 2012. But yet he was on my flight in 2017. Everything is fake. When did you realize all?
Now, how y'all feel about that? Like, do y'all believe him? Do y'all feel like this instance where, you know, things are put on the forefront or put in the media for us
This is fake.
to believe something has happened or something, whatever, but then come to find out, like, yeah, that's not what it is. That person ain't gone. What? I saw that nigga on the airplane. And everybody look at you like crazy, like, what? Ain't no way that nigga dead. No. Or he behind bars. How you on the airplane? Well, once again, if it's a stage, there's no telling why they do what they do. Right? So anyway, my little one, everything is getting on his nerves, right? He wanna chew on the phone charger and I won't let him. And so he wants to get antsy with me. So, okay, so here's the deal. we're at 2 hours. I think that's good timing. And I played all the videos that I wanted to play. Oh shit. Um, and you know what? I might come back with something here soon, but don't count on it. This was really a test run because I was testing out the stream and also the connection to see how it working, and it seemed like it was doing fine. I haven't had no hang-ups. I haven't had no lagging. I didn't get kicked out. Only reason I got kicked out was because um my computer died. You want me to take those down? Cause I want to go get my ice cream anyway. Okay. Um. Yeah, cause my computer died, so that's the only reason why I had the technical difficulties. But, oh, what are you doing, sir? Either you want up or down. I ain't gonna do both. So anyway, yeah. So I think this is a good fit. I think it's a good fit. So yeah, I definitely want to start tapping more into the conspiracy side of things because it's just really it's really gnawing at me, and I'm just like, oh, why do you want me to do this? Hey, Lord ADS, how you doing? Good to see you. Everybody said, Tiff, did you say that dude TikTok who was doing the video on Hayden? Um, oh, did I see it? I did. And I think it's here on YouTube too. 'Cause I think he has a whole platform, you know. And I thought about playing it, but it's like even on TikTok, like it wasn't downloadable. Cause in my mind, right, on TikTok, if I can download the video, that means we can share it, or whatever. But if they don't have the option to, but you know what, I can't play that. Let me see. I can't play that right quick. Cause it's just a snippet. Like I don't want to play the whole thing. But once again, like coming out and speaking on things and writing a memoir and all of a sudden we're here, Um let's see. Ups and ups about cause his name, what's his name? They could like start with a C. Cause it actually is funny. It came up earlier, and I kind of just bypassed. I should have saved it. Uh, okay. Hayden talks about her struggles before her death at 36. Once again, playing with those numbers.
I worked so hard to create this incredible life and career,
Okay, that's not. Well, okay. I think that's.
and I burnt it all to the ground. Don't believe what you see in a picture. There's so much more going on. So
Right.
much more. For the first time, I was able to put into
Right, a picture, a video clip, like, and that's why even sometimes me looking at making content and things like that, being mindful because like they say, a picture can tell 1,000 uh, um can speak 1,000 words or tell a story, and so can a video, especially edit that bitch right. You can whatever you want, right? But I think it's important. It's more of bringing out what's actually being said versus create a narrative around what the person is actually saying, because people will take like, oh, she's saying this and that, and look how she's saying it, instead of actually taking what she's saying and applying that, right? They'll take saying, well, yeah, I struggle with drugs. Oh, see, she was a drug addict, she was on drugs. Instead of looking at it like, well, not really, she was a drug addict, she struggled, but this is where yeah, it's easy to do that. It really is. So that's why I feel like it is important to be mindful. Um, sometimes with pictures or videos, even like with the Beyonce clip, that video, like we can speculate on a lot of things, but I wasn't in her head. And then once again, we don't know if that was the part of the initiation process. Like hell, we don't know. We don't know.
Towards what has been going on for the past decade. I was going to ask if I could read it.
I'd really appreciate that.
Okay.
Let me see how. I just type in. And okay, maybe
I was 18, even though I'd lived such a huge life and I thought I was oh so mature at 18, you know, scientifically, you know, our frontal lobes don't develop until we're, 26, 25, 26.
Yeah.
So even though I felt like I could make healthy decisions, safe.
Because you know what? Like, damn it. There was another clip I wanted to show, but I can't even find it now. Where she talked about like at 18, you know, she was persuaded, in so many words, pushed to get in bed with and she wouldn't say the name, but she was, I think it was in this interview, and she was, you know, saying it was a famous person and blase blase. But it was like, I'm not saying in no case of why not say the person's name, but I get it because you want to protect yourself. But like, think about it. You say, you know, come out with something like this and look what can happen. And once again, it's not fear mongering. All I'm saying is, you know, she speaks up about, you know, the thank you, the trials and errors that she has went through. Go, Jason. Go, go. Listen, why you amped up at 11:08? You want it back? Yeah, but you gave it to me. Okay, here. You're welcome. Be careful with it though. But yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. But anyway, then Hayden said she was 18. Okay, this is the same thing I'm talking about when a woman she trusted as her protector, took her below deck on a yacht, physically put her in bed besides an undressed, very famous man. And I'm sure maybe a name might be spelled soon, maybe not, you know, but we will see how this will turn out.
Decisions. I wasn't capable of being fully aware of what was going on around me. And it wasn't until I found myself in predicaments that I realized like my perspective completely shifted, and I realized that I was in danger. But by the time I realized I was in danger, I was quite literally out to sea.
Right. See, like once again, we put someone's onus on, you know, 18, 19 years old, making wise choices, and you know, but it's like sometimes you're not gonna make the best choices because they're young and naive. And once again, you know, it's being trusted in adults that's actually putting them in this kind of predicament. Sir, what she do with the remote in this kind of predicament? So yeah, like once again, not taking the onus, not taking responsibility off her in no form of fashion, but again, growing up in the industry where like I can't even begin to imagine what you know what, let me not. Let's listen to it because it's like 3 minutes and I'm gonna get out of here.
And
it's like too. I'm over
When
here.
did you?
I can look at.
I was 18, even though I'd lived such a huge life and I thought I was oh so mature at 18. You know, scientifically, you know, our frontal lobes don't develop until we're what, 20, 26, 25, 26. So even though I felt like I could make healthy decisions, safe decisions, I wasn't capable of being fully aware of what was going on around me. And it wasn't until I found myself in predicaments that I realized, like, my perspective completely shifted, and I realized that I was in danger. But by the time I'd realized I was in danger, I was quite literally out to sea. And it was that that moment shook me, was shocking. And I was quite literally walked down, and I had been having a great time. There was no hints of anything like that happening. So it took me, I was shocked. It took me by surprise. And it was led by somebody that I had grown to trust and see as a protector and somebody who had my back, and to be walked down the stairs, and it was as like a surprise, presented as though it was like a surprise. And it was this very small room, and she physically put me in the bed next to this undressed man who was very famous, and had his hands like this, like this was just, an average day for him. And this is something that happens all the time. And I waited for her to leave, and I mean that lion in me, that fire in me, that my hair stood on end, and I became ferocious. I was like, this is not happening. But I had nowhere to hide, and I bolted, and I hid wherever I could think of to hide on a boat. There was no jumping off and swimming away, and there was nobody who was going to. I realized that there was nobody who was going to be empathetic to my situation, that this was nothing new to them.
I mean, that sounds such a horrifying event to go through, and to be put in that position at 18 years old.
Somebody that you trust, like, you hold on to them for dear life, and you feel so. I was 18, even though I'd lived such a huge life, and I thought I was oh so.
Oops, sorry. Hold on. I think I was on mute. I was saying was, I can imagine if you're starting the industry so young, and then you get to like 18 years old, and you think you gain like this wealth of knowledge, information, and have these experiences that probably like an average person wouldn't have. So I can imagine her thinking like, yeah, I thought I was mature at 18, but the truth is, like, yeah, I didn't know anything from a can of paint, type of thing, right? But it is a insightful thing when people open up about, quote unquote, the dark side, or the, what they call it, the evils of Hollywood and things like that. Because it's like, I get, it's one of those uncomfortable topics, but like, it don't always have to be doom and gloom. Like, of course, my main thought isn't like, oh, the first chance I get, I'm gonna put my son in something I want to be famous. Like, I would rather not. Whatever his path is gonna be his path. But yeah, I'm definitely not gonna be one of those parents that's gonna want to push their kid in something for my own gain financially, and things like that, and allow him to be taken advantage of. Like, I can't imagine like even leaving him in the room by himself and I'm not there. Definitely so young. So anyway, yeah, I definitely felt something strange about this situation. Like I said, with the simultaneously with Beyonce trending back with that clip, and there's been speculations about why this is resurfacing. Is this showing that at any moment, like, things could be taken from you, right? Like the ones that had made that deal, the one that had signed contracts, the one that had played that game to where now, time is up, contracts are up. Is that a thing? Anyway, yeah. So thank y'all for coming to my for Wednesday. I can't even call it a 10 for Thursday, but hey, we'll try again another day. Anyway, I'm out of here. If you haven't already, please hit that like button on your way out. Join the conversation. Tell me what you think in the chat. Is it a conspiracy? Is it a coinkadink? Y'all know I don't believe in coinkadink, but hey, I'll teeter on it for a little bit for for the fun of it. But y'all know I don't believe in no coincidence. Anyway, I'm gonna see y'all the next time. See you on the next on the flip side. Bye.
I'm outside again. Cause bitch, I hate it home. It's giving hurt. It's giving hurt. I'm that bitch hoe. Keep like I'm that bitch hoe. Keep like I'm that bitch hoe. Keep like me. No one WRPCM. It's giving hurt. I'm outside again. Cause bitch, I hate it home. It's giving hurt. It's giving hurt. I'm that bitch hoe. Keep like I'm that bitch hoe. Keep like I'm that bitch hoe. It's giving hurt.